Alright guys, today we are going to be doing an unboxing demo, I guess, of my latest order from the Glam Trap House. I'm very lacking in nudes. I only have one that I use from SM Nail Candy, and I have one that I use from the Glam Trap House, but she just released her whole new line of nudes and covers, so I have all of them. Well, most of them. But I ordered a lot this time, so we're going to go through everything that I got. The first thing I got is my mystery pack. I always get a mystery pack with my order just because there's always such fun stuff that I wouldn't think to order. Like, normally I wouldn't order glitters and stuff, but every single one that I get I ended up using, even though when I look at the site I think, I'd never use it. So the mystery packs are fun for that. It's stuff I would never splurge on for myself, so, and, it's pretty reasonably priced. So mine... Well, first, other than the acrylics, I also ordered, she has the really good shaping files, the 80 grit ones, which they're the best. I also ordered her clear acrylic because I was working with Model 1s and that stuff will ruin your brush, so I don't suggest you order it. I mean, it's really cheap and I guess it works for practice, but it will mess up your brush, so. Other than the clear, what I have over here, this is the Merlot, and then we have the Red Bone, the Pumpkin Spice. This is the Send Nudes, Please. These are two that I already had that I'm going to be using today to do the ombre. It's Neighborhood 60s and Nut. Then here, these three, we have Cover Fair, this is Beige Baby, and Nipple Pink. And we are going to be using all of those today. Now, in my mystery pack, I got some silver foils, which I was out, so that's super helpful. I got this beast right here. Again, this is something I would never order, but I'm so excited to use it. Like, I wouldn't order it because how often am I going to use electric yellow? But now that I actually have it, I'm probably going to use it pretty often because it is striking. Like, the color is insane. I also got this glitter, which it's like a winter mix. It's snowflake and square metallic, which I'm doing my princess series right now, and this will definitely work for one of those princesses who I won't name here. Also, we got one of the mini buffers, which those are really handy. I keep them in my, like, mobile bag, you know. We have some holographic Chanel decals, which these are gorgeous. They're black with the holographic logo. These are really cool. They're like an indigo foil, I guess. The color doesn't show as well as I was hoping, but it's not blue. It's like a purplish blue, like a violet indigo kind of color, I guess. And this stuff right here. This is the 24 karat gold cuticle oil, which I love that this stuff comes in the mystery packs because she should really charge a lot more for it because this stuff is like heaven sent. And I don't know if you can see the gold flakes in it, which I know everybody thinks it's just for decoration, but actually the gold flakes help exfoliate the dead skin. So when you rub the oil in, it helps get rid of all that dead cuticle skin as well, and it keeps that looking nice and smooth in addition to the oil. So I don't know if you can tell that I like it, but I have hordes of it over here, and I'm not giving it up, so don't ask. Alright, now I have prepped my hand and everything because I want to use all of these colors today, which is probably not smart. It's probably going to look weird, but we're going to try it anyway because I've been waiting forever to get to use them, and I'm not going to wait anymore. Damn it, I want to try them. So, the clear, however, is also new to her site, and I know the picture on the website looks ridiculously clear, but it actually is that clear. Once you buff it and top coat it, it does look that clear, if you do it right. So, do your best work there, and it will come out crystal clear. Alright, now let's get started. Alright, so I know this looks like a crazy lot, and usually I don't use my thumbnails. Oh, oops. But I have such a big array here that I want to use today. And some of these colors are a little over here. That way we keep the same aesthetic on the other nails. Of course, I mean, the colors do all have kind of the same tone, the same undertone. The nudes and the fall colors. So I actually think they're going to go just fine together. But those bright ones, oh, I've been dying to try them. So we're doing it. So let's start on the Merlot, because I've seen everybody else using it and it looks so pretty and so deep. I've been dying to try it. So I figure I'll do like an ombre, and when I'm doing ombre I like to do my darkest color last, because it's really hard to cover with the lighter color, so it's easier to, you know, cover with the darker one. And I am doing kind of a big nail. Like I said, I want to get to use all these colors and see them and play with them a little bit. And this is a good, you know, ombre refresher. You guys need it. Plus, who doesn't like to know how well an acrylic ombre is? So you guys will get to see just how these work for that. So far, though, I'm really liking the pink. This is the Nipple pink that I'm using with the Merlot. So far, though, I'm really liking the pinky undertones that it has. It's not... Most pigmented colors, you have that kind of ring when you lay it down. You know what I'm talking about? Where, not necessarily marbling, just where the pigment kind of spreads out at the end. This actually isn't really doing it too much. Almost not at all. As soon as you lay your brush to it to pat it, it disappears. Which, I have a lot of problems with it, so this is making me super happy. But I do really like that pink undertone. That's really pretty. Alright, now let's see the star of the show. I've heard good things. Alright, so first thought is it doesn't have the pigment ring at all that most reds, especially when they're really rich, you're gonna have some marbling. There's really just no way around it, but I'm looking at it and it's not happening at all, which is impressive. It's completely even all the way through the acrylic. That's weird. That's weird. Don't mind me, guys. I've only seen this from one other red before, and that's that red apple that I use all the time from SM Nail Candy. This is so weird. Like, obviously when I edit, I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it, but there's no pigment ring around it at all. That's awesome. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of trouble ombre and dark to light, so we're going to do our best here. Like, if it's really dark to light, you know. I get that it's all some darker to some lighter, but... Now give me my pink again. Now let's see if it'll cover up this Merlot. We'll see how pigmented this Nipple pink is. If it covers up the Merlot, call me impressed. Because that's pretty dark. Now I'm going to do my dot. And I'll probably come back through and cover it with the Merlot. I just didn't do it right the first time. Holy crap. Well, how about that? So far, like, the colors blend really well together. I'm kind of surprised. Like, the Nipple pink went over the Merlot without it being streaky. So, let you guys get a good look at that. I'm actually really impressed. Like, don't get me wrong, I love her stuff, but all acrylics have the same common problems. You know what I mean? Like, that you really can't get rid of with just, you know, different production. This is, I don't know what they do differently, her and Sarah, but whatever they do, it's working. Now let's go back through. Kind of like that the way it is, but I want to give it another try with the top dark color. I like that it's just kind of soaking into the pink. I love it. This color is so rich. Like, it's super rich. Yeah, that ombre perfectly. That's perfect. I love it. So, note to you guys, the Merlot and Nipple Pink blend really well together. The colors really complement each other. Excuse me. Alright, now we are going to try, sorry, I hate dirty paper dough, like it drives me nuts. Alright, now we are going to try the Beige Baby and the Red Bone. The Red Bone has kind of a cinnamon color to it, which it's a little darker, and the Beige Baby has a really cool, like, almost like army beige undertone. I like it. So let's give it a shot. So Beige Baby, up at bat. Okay, so now first impressions. This one doesn't have the pigment ring at all. Not even a little. It's the exact same color all the way across. And it's like a perfect beige color. Like, perfect. Like, it's weird. I like it. This one should have been named Park Ranger, man. It looks like Forest Park Rangers outfits. Dang it. It's like a khaki. That's the word I was trying to think of. It's like a really nice khaki color. This would go really good with like greens and any of the fall colors. I like that. Alright. Red Bone. Yeah, that does have a really solid like cinnamon color to it, which I like. Without being too orangey, you know what I mean? Oh, I messed up. That's okay. I'll fix it. But yeah, there's not a lot of like orange tint to it, which I thought there would be because of the way it looks in the jar. It's got like it looks like a jar of cinnamon. I really thought it was going to turn out orange, or at least a little bit. Like, that's to be expected. But no, it's just got like a rust kind of color to it, without kind of rust without the red, you know. So let's add a little bit more Beige Baby, which I'm really, like, the more I look at the Beige Baby, like, this might be my favorite. I love khaki. I don't know why. Goes with everything. Yeah. Now, because I'm horrible at this, I'm just going to keep going until I get my blend right. Let's do my little dot. But as long as they're still wet, they mix so well. Like, they just mix up together and make a new third color in the center. I mean, they all have the same base, so that makes sense, but you guys can see that. That is so pretty. Okay, now that the Merlot and the Nipple Pink are drying, it's so cool. Like, it dried a little darker, and it's just so pretty. Like, the Nipple Pink dried a little darker. And now that these are starting to set, the colors, the tones are so similar. I like it. It's like one, it's like a lighter version of the same thing. All right, I got that one. Now, this is her clear. Let me say that I haven't buffed it or acetoned it or anything like that, and it still looks really clear for not doing any of the work you would normally need to do. See, that's just getting it wet, so imagine acetone and top coat, it's shockingly clear for having just laid it. Alright, next up we have, this is another one I've seen a couple people ordered, and they were like super excited about it. It was the pumpkin spice. And also, this one's the cover pair. It's like a cover fair, sorry. It's a super light nude. And it's very light, like Disney princess white kind of skin color. Like, it's super white. But, oh, I like it. So, because this one's so orangey, we're going to use that with this, so it doesn't, like, clash. I want to try the pumpkin spice first. Again, no pigment ring. How is it? You just gotta stop confusing me. Like, I'm expecting it, so I'm setting myself up to work with that pigment ring to, like, brush it down, and it's not there. So how do I go about my day? Y'all can just stop. And I know you guys can see how well this is laying. It's, like, super smooth. There is no, like, no clumping, no drying, nothing. It just lays down, and it's almost like it forms to the nail, like it knows what it's supposed to be doing. It's weird. Alright, let's try. I know I said do the dark color last, but I really wanted to see it. It's kind of got like a, I don't know, it's a little darker than pumpkin. It's kind of got a squash kind of color to it. Maybe like baby food? I don't know. It's pretty though. It's brighter than you would expect, but not so bright it's obnoxious. And this is the fair, or the cover fair. Like I said, this one is almost white. It's just got a touch of color to it, which I think this would be really good for most ombres, because instead of using like a white on boomer nails, this would work just as well. I like that. Alright, let me do my blend real quick. Yes, the pumpkin spice does have kind of like a baby food carrots. I like it. And I'm finding, like, even with me patting it, it's really not sticking to my brush much at all. Like, the more I brush it, like, it just seems to be sticking to each other. And like I said, as far as that pigment ring, I only saw the slightest little bit on the nipple pink. But even that was minimal. Like, I didn't have to work it to get rid of it. It just went away. Like, it reabsorbed. This does look like baby food. I love it. It's a really nice fall color, though. This would make a really good, like, sweater nails color. You know? Alright. Blend, blend, blend. There we go. Perfect. And usually colors this dark don't really mix well with, they really don't ombre well with bright colors. It's kind of like black to white. But this seems to be doing okay. And again, I'll make sure I get some close-up shots for you guys. And I know some of these colors don't go together, but like I said, I was really excited to use all of them, so damn it, I'm using all of them. The next one is the brand new Send Nudes, which is one of my favorites. She completely redid it, so I'm excited to see what it looks like. And I'm going to be using the one I already had, the nut, for this one, but I'm using the thumb because Send Nudes is my favorite, so I really want to get a good big view of it. Alright, so going back on what I said earlier, I am going to be doing the Send Nudes and the nut on this last nail instead of on the thumb, just because I think the yellow and green is going to look a little weird next to all that, and I'm a little particular. So, I am using the Send Nudes and the nut color, which I guess the nut that's on her website now is Glow. This one is not. It's one I already had. I just needed the color. I needed one more color to round this out. It's probably a good thing because I get a little crazy with the glow when I have it. I do have it, which is why, you know, it's probably a good thing I don't have anymore. I have the Angel Glow, which is amazing. Like, the glow on it's crazy. It lasts forever. So we're going to go ahead and start with the nut on the bottom. I guess I'm going to do kind of a boomer thing here. And I'm going to be using the Send Nudes Please with this one, which I guess this is the brand new version of it. From what I understand, I'm the first one to try it. So, pretty excited about that because I have the original that I hoard and I refuse to use too much of because I want to have it. I don't want to run out. So, I'm kind of excited to see how she could have possibly improved that one. And then that is that milky white color, which kind of goes well with everything because it's not super bright and it's not really stark white, so it really blends well with almost every color. You can mix it with almost anything. Feather that. And these just, they lay so well, so smooth. They just seem to lay themselves down. Like I said, there's only 2 people I buy acrylic from now. Like, no other companies. I buy them from Danielle, the Glam Trap Shop, and Sarah, SM Nail Candy. And they both, like, make their stuff to order and make it by hand. And it's just, you can tell that they care about their product because their stuff comes out just so much better. Alright, that's the Send Nudes. Or sorry, Send Nudes Please. Let me say that wrong. And already, I love it. Looks like it's just a tad bit pinker than it was before. Maybe? I think it is, yeah. It doesn't have so much of a brownish tint as it does a pink tint, which I like. I mean, not that there was anything wrong with it before, it just was... This is... It's gonna sound bad. This is kind of a vagina pink, if you will. This is like that inner inner skin pink. Oh, I love it. Actually, it goes really well with the nut. It blends. Oh, look at that. Dude, it blends so good. And again, you don't have that marbling pigment issue that I'm so used to with any kind of pink or red, it seems like. But for whatever reason, I don't know how she mixes or what she does, but it doesn't do that. Like, you can see where I laid another bead down on top. Usually you have a ring around that you have to kind of work in with almost every pink and red. And this one doesn't do it either. I know the original one didn't, but I figured since this one was a little pinker, it might. And it doesn't. Let's get that laid down. Like, it's weird when you go to blend them, they almost absorb into each other. They don't lay on top of each other. Does that make sense? They mix together in the center, wherever you lay them at, which is really cool. Maybe it's because they have the same base, but I'm not sure. But it actually helps a ton with ombre when you don't have to keep covering and layering. It just mixes together because that's exactly what you want ombre to do. Look at it. It's so pretty. Alright, we're going to let that dry. And now, for these ridiculous, this ridiculous yellow, which I am super excited about. Like, this is the brightest color I've ever seen. It's crazy. Sorry, let me get this out of the way. So, we got Neighborhood 60s and Electric Yellow, which I don't know, it's not showing up really well, but this stuff is insanely bright. It's like a neon yellow, which I'll be posting pictures with it too so you guys can get the full effect. I know my lights kind of tone it down. And if you're wondering about my dapping dish, this is the top of a giant candle. It's got a super heavy weighted base, so I don't tip it over anymore, which, you know, I'm really bad about that, about tipping it over. This has like a full half-inch around super heavy glass base. It's definitely not gonna mess it up. There we go. So I don't know which way I want to do it. Do I want to do yellow on top or blue on top? I think I want to do blue on top. Neighborhood 60s is one of my favorite. It's like a really sheer, I know I say that about everything, but I am really a big fan of this. It's like a really sheer blue. So it's not, it's kind of opaque. It has a nice, I don't know. It's kind of like the Birkin Pussy. It's kind of milky as opposed to being a solid blue. But it's also not see-through. It's really weird. I like it. And you want to make sure, because it's opaque like that, that you're using enough and not spreading, you know, laying it too thin. Again, no pigments, but I knew that about this one already because I've had this one for a while. I just pulled it out because I thought it would look really good with the electric yellow because of the, I don't know, what color would go good with the electric yellow? Like anything? This one's not so bright that it'll clash, but it still gives it that like summer kind of summer vibe. Almost reminds me of the old water or wine coolers with the yellow. Alright, here we go. The neon yellow, or the electric yellow. Wow, look at that. It's so bright. Oh, wow. So it does have a little neon pigment, it looks like. However, it doesn't have that greenish that you're used to with yellows. When they're neons, you usually get like a greenish tint to them. This doesn't really have that neon green feel. And I really like it with Neighborhood 60s. These colors go perfect together. Like, absolutely perfect. However, this is a really intense pigment, so you want to make sure you're working it when you lay it down and not just setting the bead down. This one you do want to brush and pat a little bit, and that makes sure you don't get that ring. When they're more intense like this, it's really hard to avoid that. That's why a lot of times when you try to make it at home and you go to lay it down, you get like a clear, all the pigment will be on the bottom of the bead, and then you'll get all the clear at the top, and you have to like work it. Kind of brave trying to ombre these two colors together, but whatever. Never know till you try. Too much. So this blue might be a little too sheer to cover that, so you're going to have a real harsh line. What I suggest, if you try to do like this, which, you know, who knows. If you try to do this, I suggest you use the yellow for a top, just because it's so bright that anything sheer at all is not going to cover. It's not going to blend well. So we're just going to do the yellow over top and see how that comes out. See, and I knew better. I don't know what I was thinking. There we go. That's perfect. Much better ombre with the yellow on top. So I suggest if you use this for ombre, leave the yellow on top. It's just so bright that it's going to dominate whatever you put it on. So definitely make that your top blend. Excuse me. It takes me like 5 or 6 tries to get ombre right. There we go. Perfect. And then it does that cool, it does like a cool transition in the middle. It's like a greenish. Oh, I love that. I love neons. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and cap these in clear so you guys can see the full effect. Alright guys, this is the finished product. This is the Neighborhood 60s and the Electric Yellow, which those went so well together. And then we have the nudes. This is Send Nudes Please and Nut, which that gave me almost a perfect boomer now. Like, then we have Pumpkin Spice and Cover Fair right here. I hope you guys see how well those blended together. Then we have Redbone and Beige Baby, which again, the tones of those two together are almost perfect together. And then we have the star of the show, the Merlot, and Nipple Pink, which again, the tones were great together. So, I know they don't go together very well, but they came out so nice. Like, I'm super impressed. So, everything we used today you see right here. Also, before I finish, this is what I was used today. Quite a bit. But also, in case you were curious about the clear, this was all capped in her clear. So you can see you don't lose to help the foggy, and you don't lose any of your color to it, which you would have definitely seen with the electric yellow, which, that's my new favorite color combination right there. Alright guys, any questions, comment down below or message me directly, because everybody knows how to reach me, and you guys have a great night. Thank you.